What's up, gamers? Hi, Descendants, and hello, Internet. Welcome to another Sloop Gaming video and today's exciting breakdown of the First Descendants' latest launch updates. The developers at NEXON Games dropped 2 info bombs on us today, starting with the premiere of the First Descendant Dev Chat number 1, followed by the release of Dev Notes Volume 9. The inaugural Dev Chat was 30 minutes and conducted solely by game producer Beom-jun. The stream was interesting as Lee used AI to translate his native Korean to English in chat and via microphone. Lee also stated how the First Descendant Dev Chat would be held on regular intervals moving forward. Here's the TLDR. TFD launch date is set internally and devs are committed to a summer 2024 release. Open beta access will be offered again prior to launch. OBT date to be revealed soon. OBT progress is not saved. 2 new Descendants have been added. Battle Pass confirmed in addition to character cosmetics. Confirmed TFD is still free to play. 12 languages supported in-game, voice support for Korean and English only. Link for TFD Dev Chat number 1 will be in description, and please be sure to add your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks. Personally, I'm excited for more beta access and how the devs have incorporated community feedback. Launch day is looking to be in late August, and in my opinion, with the next open beta test most likely in May, leaving the devs with 2 months to fine-tune their game. The addition of more character classes is always cool, and the Battle Pass confirmation isn't surprising at all. However, considering the history of publisher Nexon, the jury is still out on whether the Battle Pass will include any pay-to-win items, or if any or all the pass items will also be obtainable in-game through other means. Lee also mentioned various cosmetics would be introduced as well, which aligns with microtransactions. Now, I don't have an issue with microtransactions per se, however, I do hope that some, if not all, items offered inside the cash shop are also earnable in-game. I'm not holding my breath here, but my fingers are crossed. Next is the release of Dev Notes Volume 9, but before we descend into what's new, if you're as excited as I am for the release of the First Descendant and enjoy watching TFD content, then be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. Your thoughts in the comments section are always appreciated as well. If you cannot think of a comment, then simply type the word bunny to acknowledge the best character in game. Thank you. All right, here we go. Developer Note Volume 9, April 2nd, 2024. Greetings, Descendants. This is the First Descendant dev team. We will be covering the topic of UI UX in detail in this dev note. As such, in a gesture of full disclosure, during the 2022 stream beta test, the UI had received a satisfaction score of 3 out of 5 points, leaving things much to be desired. In order to improve the issues brought up in feedback, the dev team had revamped and modified most of the UI, improving the score to 4 points during the crossplay open beta test. Despite such efforts, even during the crossplay open beta test, we still received a wide variety of feedback when it came to the UI UX, considering how closely tied the UI UX is to the convenience of gameplay. The dev team has been working on improvements to increase satisfaction when the official service starts by implementing the feedback as much as possible. Therefore, today, we'd like to introduce the ongoing improvements and the new features when it comes to UI UX. New feature, Loadout. We are excited to announce the most frequently requested function, Loadout, is being added. Loadout is largely divided into 3 categories: the Descendants module loadout, weapon module loadout, and integrated presets. To go more into detail, various module settings for Descendants and weapons in Loadout can be set up and saved in advance. Additionally, the module loadout of the Descendant or weapon currently in use can be switched regardless of location when not in combat. The preset function can be used to set up Descendants, weapon, and even modules. However, in the case of presets, they can only be set up in Albion or in the field camp. In order to accommodate the increasing diversity of content which will be available at the time of official launch, we believe that the utilization and management of various settings and strategies is essential, and the dev team is working hard to develop such functions with increased importance. So you can see right here, they give you a screenshot of that. So this is the loadout for preset on the top. And then they have an interactive here. You can see how they're going in between, renaming the slots. Fantastic. Excellent. Every game should have save loadouts. To me, it's a no-brainer. Here's the loadout for character module settings. Here's the loadout for weapon module settings. Core menu improvements. First off, we have changed the entire layout of the in-game core menus, improving its convenience. As the number of new features has increased, the existing top menu has been divided into inventory-centered and map-centered menus for improved accessibility. In the case of inventory-centered menus, functions related to characters and equipment have been integrated, and the layout of the inventory screen itself has been revised to improve visibility. For map-centered menus, various content, including maps and new features such as journals, achievements, and library have been included. In addition, improvements have been made to the map control method. Previously, in order to pursue operational uniformity with the gamepad, map control carried out by dragging the mouse was not supported. However, there was a lot of feedback that the action as it stands was not intuitive. Therefore, we separated the mouse and gamepad operations so that you can control the map by clicking and dragging the mouse. Furthermore, we are improving the convenience of the overall gamepad controls itself by supporting menu movement through the D-pad, so please look forward to that. So here's some screenshots here. This is the inventory-driven menus. This is the map-driven menu. Improvements in equipment info. There are many items that have various functions in the First Descendant. Therefore, clear delivery of information is of the utmost importance. However, for some equipment, information about their performance was not very intuitive. A central example of that would be the reactors. Reactors are equipment that can greatly enhance a skill's performance. However, despite the need to convey a lot of information through tooltip, we believe that this information is not displayed very intuitively. Therefore, we have improved the tooltip to display information in the following segments. 1. Base power. 2. Compatibility with the current Descendant. And 3. Changes in power for each skill. Also, when comparing reactors, the changes in power for each skill will be indicated, helping players to choose the right reactor for them. So this is a shot of the former reactive tooltip. And this is a screenshot of the improved reactor tooltip. Noticeable difference. The commonly used but slightly inconvenient module enhancement screen is also being improved for better convenience. Improvements not only by enhancing the notified effects, but also by adding information on exactly which Descendant or firearm the enhancement has taken effect. So you can see on screen, this is a walkthrough of adding capacity to a weapon, enhancing it, and then the impact it has on the player, weapon, loadout, what have you. So very useful stuff. Improvements in content reward info. For collecting items, improvements are being made for the information concerning rewards acquired from content clearing. Although the reward information acquired from various content had been previously displayed, it lacked uniformity, and checking the drop rates was also inconvenient. In response to that, we intend to unify the information screen and specify the types of rewards, drop rates, and quantity. So the first screenshot here is former mission tooltip. And then now you can see the improved mission tooltip. Noticeable difference. Furthermore, the information on items needed to be collected and their farming locations will be provided from the newly added library function. Research materials for Descendants, weapons, and growth items can be viewed, as well as where to get these research materials. In addition, information on all modules and where to obtain them will also be available, allowing players to search for modules when enhancing their builds. Information on amorphous material will also be available. The library will help players not only by providing guides, but directly assisting in farming items as well. By setting the item that is needed as a target, the tracking function will be activated. Players can check the farming progress of the targeted item that is being tracked on their HUD, reducing their time to visit consumables to check how many of the items they have acquired so far. So that's fantastic. I'm a big supporter of tracking items, so you don't have to keep toggling back and forth between screens. That's a fantastic addition. Along with the changes mentioned, in an effort to minimize any inconvenience for gameplay at the official launch, such improvements for gamepad controls, in-game option menus, and various in-game UI and UX are being made. The next dev notes will cover improvements to missions, which had not been handled during the previous field improvements, as well as dungeons that have been added. Please stay tuned for that. Dungeons? Awesome. After releasing the previous dev notes on the field improvements, we've also received opinions and inquiries from various channels. As a response to the questions from the community, we have compiled the following FAQs in reference to the progress in development. Question: we're curious on what direction the dev team intends to go when it comes to battles. Based on this update, it feels as if battles will be aimed towards zone-driven instance battles of a small scale instead of an open field gameplay. If that is the case, does this mean such open field content with a large number of players will no longer be available? So the answer to that is the devs team priority right now is increasing the density of gameplay that the fields will provide. As such, we have added new content to the fields and have increased the chances of encountering other players by dividing the fields into battlefields. Since the First Descendant is a game that requires certain grinding, our hope is to create highly cohesive battles for solo play and small-scale party play. Question 2, will it be possible to move across battlefields while in a party? If so, will the transition be seamless without the need for a separate loading or to return to the preparation screen? Answer 2, when the party leader moves around the battlefield, so do the party members. In the First Descendant, you can see two concepts of groups, which are squads that play in missions together and parties that enjoy the game together. Squads will be temporary groups that can be assembled and disbanded quickly when playing missions, instant dungeons, and intercept battles. Party is a group centered around friends who play the First Descendant together, which is why we have designed it so that the party leader decides the content the members will play as a group. Although loading will be required when moving between battlefields, it will be short enough not to be an inconvenience. Question 3, will there be rewards for responding to this support request from other players? Answer 3, the dev team views responding to support requests as part of the area of good deeds of a player. Although it is up to the player whether they decide to answer support requests, we encourage the First Descendant players to help create a supportive gaming community. Also, as the increase in difficulty of field missions is not dependent on the number of squad members, players can clear missions with greater ease by requesting support. We believe that making the mission more easier to clear with help, this itself can be considered a small benefit, so we do not have separate rewards planned. Question 4. Will the open world fields have more sounds added? Answer 4. Yes, we have rendered various wind sound textures, such as the sound of scattering sand, howling winds in the tundra, etc., which were based on the field's environment. We aim to provide a rich audio experience by reinforcing sound layers expressing nature. For example, players will be able to hear various bird sounds at different locations in vespers, insects make noise when walking through grassy fields, and the sound of leaves can be heard from nearby trees. Even the sounds of various machinery heard from huge structures will be expressed vibrantly. The sound quality has also been further enhanced so that the sounds being emitted from large structures can be heard throughout the field, and detailed sounds from small machinery further enhance the sense of realism. Question 5. Are void fragments unattainable in solo play unless a weapon with the matching attribute is equipped? I'm having difficulty understanding why this restriction has been added. Answer 5. The First Descendant is a game that is played using multiple characters. Although players will have their favorites, in order to increase their mastery ranks and utilize characters that are better suited for each content, players are required to collect and raise various characters. Therefore, we have assigned character research materials as mission rewards so that players will own characters with each attribute. We are planning to have multiple void fragments be dropped in the field. Players may choose to target void fragments that match their character's attribute, but we would like to encourage players to use characters with matching attributes to tackle the void fragments. Question 6. Are there other levels of difficulty aside from normal hard? Will the drop rates for each difficulty be displayed? Answer 6. The normal and hard difficulties will be available at launch. Fields with hard difficulty will have a reward system which players can use to focus on farming for equipment with options of their choosing. Also, the location of the rewards will go through periodic rotation. Therefore, we will be providing a menu which players can use to find their desired rewards are located. Additionally, the drop rate information for the major rewards will be displayed for each mission, so players can search for and play the content that allows them to obtain the rewards they seek. Question 7. If I open content in hard difficulty, will I be able to invite members who have not cleared normal difficulty? No. During party play, the difficulty of the zone that the party can enter will be synced to the party member with the least progression. Question 8. Are there any plans for a clan guild system as well as a function to match with fellow clan members? Answer 8. Although it will not be available at launch, a clan system is being prepared to be added to future updates. We are currently working out a clan system that suits the First Descendant. As the First Descendant has many matchmaking modes, we feel the clan system should be content that can be used to assemble squads. However, since it is possible that players may be unable to find other players with similar goals as their own within the clan, we are reviewing the option of expanding the squad matching pool through alliances between clans. Going forward, we will try to provide opportunities to review and respond to any opinions and questions you may have about the dev notes as well. Once again, we'd like to thank the Descendants for their continued interest and patience throughout this process. Thank you. And there you have it, the First Descendant Developer Note Volume 9, dropping today, as well as the inaugural Dev Chat number 1, hosted by game producer Beom-jun. Apologies for the mispronunciation. However, I'm excited for what's to come. We're getting another OBT, 2 new Descendants, more upgrades, more positive response from the community feedback from the last OBT. I don't know about you Descendants, but I'm ready to descend back in to the world of TFD. Very much looking forward to it. The next OBT is most likely coming in May. That's what I think. And then we're looking at like a late August release for launch. So what are your guys' thoughts? As always, drop those comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in Albion. Thank you for watching. Likes and shares are kindly appreciated, and subscribe for more content. Peace.